so I'm ready when you begin.
Looks like we're good.
Thank you all for gathering here today. Thank you all for gathering here today. I know that not a lot of you knew Skitty, my dear cat, but I would like to share a couple things with you that made her unique. These unique things deserve their own special story about her. Not really a eulogy, because she wasn't really the nicest cat, but nonetheless, she deserves to be remembered. She started off life as a family member. She was one of the kittens that my aunt's cat had had. So when we went over to her house that day, we got 2 kittens, Skitty and Boodles, which was her brother. So we got home, and little kids, I was only 5 at the time. Yay, kittens. Kittens are fun. Both Skitty and Boodles were the stereotypical little kittens. They would jump around, and they were furry and fluffy and cute. And their little splotches would help them hide behind the fake plants and jump out and pounce on their toys. And then at this point, Cat is still just being called Kitty because she doesn't have a name. So at the time, at being 5 still, my favorite book was called Skitty, Magnetic Dog. And the dog was not magnetic in the normal sense of the word, but that it would attract food from any direction right to his mouth. So I love this dog. It was my favorite character ever. So Cat is ironically named Skitty after a dog. So let's fast forward a couple years to when Skitty is a cat now. She's fully grown. She's about double in size. She's like this big, and she kind of poofed out fur. She must be like 100% fur at this point. So animals lose a little bit of that cuteness as they grow up. This is a little bit more pronounced in Skitty. She lost the little playful, glassy look in her eyes, and she developed this mean little scowl. And then she would spend a lot of time up on top of the cabinets, away from everyone else, because she hated the dog. This was the most stereotypical dog-cat relation that I can think of. So the cat would just sit on top of the balcony or sit on top of the cabinets and look down and give you that nasty little scowl. Every time you walk by, just follow you. But if you went up there and you actually grabbed the cat and you brought her down and you went off to a room, put the dog outside, she would turn back into that little kitten, just a little bit. She'd be nice. She'd come up and she'd rub her face on you like all the cats do. She'd purr, and then she'd just fall asleep right in her lap. Like she was that just little kitten again. This is the way I remember the cat. It was really fun to get her out of her little anger zone, if you will, and really get her little inner kitten out again. So we're going to fast forward a couple more years. At this point, I'm 12 or 13, and we had moved to Portland. So we're living in our new house in Sherwood, Oregon, and the cats developed this urge, I can call it, to mark their territory in the house. So this went on for a while. We come home, oh no, it smells like cat pee in here. And then one time we found our leather sofa. It was practically dissolved in cat pee. It was like crystallized. You could chip it off. Needless to say, my mother gave a life sentence to the cat, forever to live in her bathroom. So it's not like she's in a cage or anything. She's in the bathroom. It's pretty big. She can walk around, but this is where she's going to live the rest of her life. But it's not too bad, because like I said, she gets to move around, and my parents go in there every morning and say hi to her and brush her teeth, and then in the morning and night they come in and say do the same thing. And she has this great view of the backyard. She loves watching the birds and stuff. But I have to say, this is ultimately what killed her. Because she had to stay in here, and when the cat is outside, it can run around and get exercise and stuff, but the cat just sat there the whole time. So, she was alive for a couple of years, and we had good times petting the cat, and it was nice, but then she started to get old. She was 16 when she died. She started getting skinny, you could feel her ribs, We knew she was getting close to making that trip to kitty heaven. So her last few meals were some nice, canned foods and stuff. And we gave her a lot of love to make sure that she knew that we loved her. She passed away on February 2nd, right after during the Super Bowl, actually. We can't decide if it was because she was 16 or because the Seahawks won. But she was interred in our backyard in a warm blanket to symbolize our love for her and keep her away from the cold earth. Thank you for coming here and remembering my dear cat, Skitty.